I don't care where you go in the world, the black woman is overspending her disposable income to improve her self-concept of European beauty. I don't care where you go in the world, black men are over-incarcerated because they can't find livable wage jobs. I don't care where you go, any black community on earth, I don't care if they speak Spanish, English, Portuguese, Zulu, Igbo. No matter where you go in the world, Jesus is still white. And you know what's funny? Or not so funny? The blacker the country, the whiter the Jesus. When did we get that painting that's so famous? The most famous version of the white Christ was Leonardo da Vinci, 1482. We're 500 years later, and the white Jesus is still the most popular picture in the black community. I go into homes and do therapy. And when I go into homes and do therapy, I'm always looking for the bookshelf. And you know what I find, Baltimore? And I've been in a lot of your homes too, just like Philly, just like New York, just like everywhere. I can count on one hand the amount of black homes I've been in that had a bookshelf. There's a laptop, there's tablets, there's cell phone, there's perm juice, there's Air Jordans, there's blunt wrappers, there's an HD TV, no books. But guess what's on the wall? White Jesus. Why is the white image of Christ so dangerous? We know Christ was an African. Christ was blue, black, purple. And if you don't believe me, go to Egypt, go to the British Museum, go to New York City, take a trip to the Vatican in Rome, and ask to see the statues of Jesus in the basement of the Vatican. And Jesus looks like you. Not Barack Obama, like you. Okay? Jesus Christ didn't look like an Arab. He looked like an African. In the oldest picture, I have a copy of him and the 12 disciples. Everybody's blue, black, purple, and nappy. So we know what color Jesus was. So why are black people so comfortable worshiping our deity in an image that resembles the enemy? Nobody else does that. In China, Jesus looks Chinese. I've been there. In Japan, Jesus looks Japanese. I've been there. But when I come to the black community, Jesus looks like the president. And the reason you're comfortable with your deity being represented by your enemy is because you are one and the same psychologically with your oppressor. We have internalized the racism. And until we admit we have internalized the racism, we will never fix this problem. Because we keep talking about the enemy outside of us, the enemy outside of me, the enemy outside of you. But I'm here to tell you right now, you can destroy racism in America all day long. But if the cracker that's written space in your mind is not done away with, he will just come back and reinvent himself through us. It's the internal white man that's our problem. It's the internal white woman that's our problem. Every black woman has a white girl inside of her. Every black man has a white boy inside of him. And until you admit that you have this spiritual cancer, you will never, ever redeem yourself. And I'm here to tell you tonight, Baltimore, that one of the things we have to do as a people, and Pastor would agree, we have to reconnect, reassemble, remerge the color of our skin as an aspect of our divinity. I need you to hear me really well. And a lot of you are not going to understand it. It's going to go over your head because most of us have been raised on a steady diet of colorblind multiculturalism. Black people are the only colorblind people in the state of Maryland. The Chinese in Maryland are not colorblind. The East Indians in Maryland are not colorblind. The European Jews in Maryland are not colorblind. The Irish, the Italians, the Chinese, the only group in this country that practices multiculturalism is the American Negro. And the reason you are so multicultural has nothing to do with God, nothing to do with Christ. It's a self-hate thing that has you begging and wishing for approval from other races. You want to be validated. You want to be appreciated. You want to be needed. You want to belong. And you are willing to let your children be miseducated for it. You are willing to let your men be mass incarcerated for it. You are willing to let your black single mothers struggle and die raising all them kids on their own just so you can get a seat at your slave master's table. Until you kill the need to be approved of by white folks, don't you call yourself a devotee of Christ. Because if you need the white man's validation in order to feel whole, then the white man just became your God, not Christ. Listen, I am not a black supremacist. I do not teach that we are better than anybody. I have no need for a little white girl to believe she's less attractive than my black daughter. I have no need for a little Chinese boy to think he's inferior to our black sons. I have no need for that. But I do believe in the truth. And when I study spiritual history, I can't help but notice every prophet that God sent to this planet. Every single one, including Buddha, including Krishna, every single prophet looked like me. So if I am not in some way a reflection of divine cosmic power, then who else could be? Brothers and sisters, the color of your skin is not a color. It is a chemical. And that chemical, that melanin that gives our skin the beautiful assortment of browns and golds that we have. This chemical is a God chemical. It is because you are melanated that you are able to experience spiritual ecstasies that no other group could even dream of. Stop taking your blackness out of your religion. Stop taking your blackness out of your spirituality. Stop taking your blackness out of your relationship with God. Do you not know when you don't give expression to the cosmic color of your skin? When you don't give expression to the cosmic color of your skin, when you don't say, I love being black. When you don't say, I appreciate the way God made me. When you don't say, no mistake was made when I was brought forth. If you can't say that, you're suppressing the active intelligence of divine design. Part of our solution as a race is we have to restore blackness to its proper place in the divine order. Isn't it funny? They tell us black is ugly, but every time you go to court, the judge got on a black robe. Isn't it funny? They tell you black is ugly, but when you graduate from high school, you got on a black robe. When you get your PhD, you got on a black robe. When you come to church, he has on a black robe. If black is so ugly, why are the most prestigious men in the world always draped in black